Hello everyone and welcome back to Camden County College here at the William G. Rohr Center in Cherry Hill. I am Ben Brandreth and today it is the NACE Varsity Plus spring season round robin starting up. So the Swiss stage is over and we're going to be going into round robin, so all of these teams are going to be playing each other. And the league that, or not the league, but the grouping that Camden County was put into was University of Mary Washington, University of Missouri, who we're playing today, the Florida International University, Old Dominion University, and St. Clair College. And all of these teams went 4-4 in that Swiss stage. So there's a whole bunch of teams in that. These few teams went 4-4, and now they're in a group together. We did play MisU just a couple weeks ago, I think actually last week, and did lose to them. So it's going to be a rematch coming from Camden County, and I actually believe it was this Abyss as well. And it was a close one, but MisU did take the win there. So, as I like to say, another battle of the big cats, Tigers versus Cougars. Camden County starting on the attack side today, going to the sort of second iteration of this comp that they had with Aegis over on the Waylay and Nish on the KO. They found that I think they liked this better compared to the Neon Waylay. Nish, I think, just finding more value. On the other side, I think we're seeing a similar comp to what we saw last time. Soma on the Harbor, which is a better pick than it was just a couple months ago with the buff that came through.
Drone going out.
A split from mid and A, 3 over towards the A site. Drone sent in. Cove placed. Dash is through though. Aegis is on the site. It does refract, but Apple actually goes down as well. Cloud gets one. And Aegis gets another, so now 4v3. Spike should be able to go down here. Doobie spots Nish and gets the kill.
Spike planted.
So now it's 3v3. King reveals on site. Paranoia coming through, it's good. There's a couple seconds here. Smokes off the angle just in time before he gets peeked. This is going to be a split.
One enemy
Gets
remaining.
one. Now it's just Kanji. Low health now. And the flank from Cloud should do it. Oh, actually no, misses, but King cleans it up. And a pistol round win for Camden County.
You see under my hood, Cypher. Does it scare you?
And a good start from them. Something that we definitely want to see is Aegis getting online. It does cause a lot of impact when that happens. Though really, any player on this Camden County team can frag at any time. And we've seen that throughout the past few weeks. Second round here, a little bit more of a default 1-1-3, but generally going towards the A site into the Cypher setup. The Cypher setup, I believe, went into the Neon the last time these two teams played. That Neon no longer a choice for Camden County. Cloud only with one bullet there, not entirely sure what happened to the second one, but is unable to get the kill onto Maskman because of it. Actually gets dropped. Bandit used to find him.
Here.
Halloween spotted, sprayed down. So now it's even 4-4. They're going to try and cover this outlaw, I believe, but it is Nish's job to try and deny it. Gets the first. Goes down to Doobie. So there is a little bit of a threat in this round. That outlaw is great against any sort of light armor buy, and that is exactly what Camden County has. But it is going to be a full retake. Not a lot of utility left, just harbor utility. That first piece comes up. King gets the first. Does a TP after being in the sideline of Doobie. Spike is ticking. It's going to be falling pretty low. Someone with the kill.
Last player standing.
Someone with another as well. A Colat, but time is really low. Cove on the spike. He's going to have to jump into this to try and finish it off. And does. Aegis with the clutch. Finds the kill, but it's an expensive second round. But a win either way. And so now 2-0 for Camden County. I mean, that was definitely a close one. Those Cove posts, or the Cove defuses rather, were really, really strong the last time these two teams played. Soma getting a lot of value out of just putting that Cove down.
This goes here.
Just holding a diffuse through it. You can't, spray through that right away, especially on rounds with weaker weapons like this.
That
Really
goes
can't do
there.
much. And Camden County here going for mostly a save just to try and get economy for the next round. This is a round with the bonus round. You don't have to go too in depth with your purchase, and usually you're just carrying over what you had in that previous. This time, having to just save for the most part. Doovie on an angle. I don't think Cloud spotted the shoulder. I think it might have been visible for a moment. Just holding it. I don't know if he checks this. He does weakly. It doesn't get any shots off. Camden County going towards the A site. Flash into the site from Nish. Just breaks a trip. Backs away. King gets one though. Mask going down in mid. And that could be a weapon found as well. So rotate's coming back through over towards the B site, and in this meantime, Cougars looking to get onto A. Oh, but Soma finding Nish's head. Shuts that down, but Tigers don't really know what the Cougars are doing here. Spike is going over towards A.
30 seconds left.
King just holding mid. Now, only 20 seconds left on the clock, and actually they're going to be calling for a rotate here. This is a late rotate. They're going to have a hard time getting onto the site to get the spike down. Unfortunately, they're going into the heavier stacked site.
10 seconds
A
left.
bit of a missed call from King. Normally gets a lot of value out of that. Actually, no, they're just going to jump off the map. So interesting. They decide to take the orb,
Last player standing.
jump off the map,
Spike carrier killed.
and deny any sort of ultimate orbs going over to the other side. Aegis making the interesting choice to save the sheriff. My assumption here is that didn't want the death on the scoreboard, because you would get more money if you did actually decide to die there if you're Aegis. So yeah, I think just was thinking about that scoreboard, trying to keep a perfect KD at the moment, 4-0. Round win going over the way of the Tigers. Though really it was sort of up to the Cougars at that point. And now 5-person look towards B. 3 players in the area. Nish finds the first, Doobie down, and the rest of the Tigers are going to pull off the site. They're going to be playing for retake. Ooh, Cloud misses the shot on Masked in the back. Sorry, Soma in the back. He's going to repeat this. Gets a lot of damage done. Health low on a few players now, but it's going to have to be a full retake once again. 5v4 in favor of Camden County. Bunch of util sent through. Salvos, Paranoia, Stun coming out from Apple, slows the retake down. Kills so far going the way of Camden County. Now only 2 weak players left on the side of the UMIZ. And yeah, they're going to decide to back away and save. And a good round win from Camden County, putting them up 3-1. And some nice kills there from Apple. Good util as well. Well, kill, I should say. Only 1 and 3 on the scoreboard, but sort of set the team up for those kills, just being paranoid, but sent the stun in. Cleaned up his own afterwards as well. A good job from them on a pretty nice B take. I think, really, just shutting down Doobie seems like it might be a win condition for this team. Doobie and Soma, I think, were at the top of the scoreboard last time as well, and we're seeing that again. So finding kills onto those 2 players should be extremely helpful. First few ultimates coming online. And they just spamming down Mask. Doobie is salvoed off at the moment as well. So they're just taking full mid space here. Gonna try and clear as much of it as possible. And actually, there was an Odin that got dropped. So we'll see if anyone opts into picking that up. That's an expensive buy to lose right away, really without getting much damage done at all, just a tiny bit. Over onto Aegis. The rest of the Cougars moving slowly across the map. Spike heading towards B. Just Halloween over there. The rest of the 3 players over towards the A site. Cougars do love to make some interesting calls. King, their IDO,
Go ahead. Stand your ground.
does love to sort of maneuver around the map with the team, but just going to be a B hit. Teo ultimate comes through just to clear the
Teleport's
site.
ready.
Doesn't find too much. Actually, doesn't
Spike
find anything at all,
planted.
I should say. There was no one there. But it does get them the space, allows the spike to go down. Nish traded out in mid.
One enemy remaining.
I was going to say a 4v3, but 2 kills come through instantly and another from King. Another clean round from Camden County. Looking really good this week so far. Up against the missing team they lost to just a week ago. And yeah, they're going to call a timeout off of that. Seeing something that they don't like. And I don't blame them. 4 rounds, I mean, the pistol in the second, you know, you can't really do much, but those 2 rifle rounds, obviously not going to want those to keep going that way. So Kanji calling the timeout for the team. And still, no ultimates coming up yet for UMIZ, and that might be another thing. That is a little worrying for them. I mean, obviously that's a mix of a lack of kills as well as a lack of ult orbs being picked up across the map. And I think, in general, Camden County does a pretty good job at actually optimizing grabbing those ult orbs. Just sort of farming those around the map, getting ults online, and farming ultimates is a great way to sort of snowball a map. We saw a ping there coming out towards the attacking side of mid, where we see kind of a Camden County player often lurk into right at the beginning of rounds. And 2 pings coming out from the Camden County side, pinging the opposite sections of mid. And it looks like they might be trying to do a somewhat aggressive mid take here, and it might be a big fight. Timeout clock looping over a minute for some reason. We'll see if something gets called up here in a moment. Things taking a little bit of time. And just to note, when these timeouts are called by one team, it does allow the coach of the other team to call it as well. And so actually the timeout now just officially being recognized by the system for some reason. So it'll be an extra long timeout for them. I don't believe this is an intentional sort of tactic from any team to try and get more time to speak to their coach or with the team. But either way, both teams do benefit from this, though obviously slowing the momentum of a team that's been winning rounds is a little bit in favor of the losing side. But still, you can clean things up either way. And yeah, just multiple pings coming out from the Camden County side, looking at different angles from mid, where we have seen in previous weeks Camden County push into aggressively, but also just in this game, seen defensive players from UMIZ sitting in wait. And it's going to be generally standard defense from UMIZ. Cypher setup has been changed a tiny bit. And right off the bat, it's going to be an offensive and defensive smoke towards mid. Knife catches one. So just Apple are going to be playing that, and yeah, Apple finds Soma.
Cage trigger.
That's a good start. It's just Kanji with the buck. He does find one, but Cloud shuts him down. So now just a free A site, 4v3. Apple playing in mid with mid. Flash comes out, completely gets masked, and he drops. Smoke coming out, just blocking off. Defender spawn.
One enemy remaining.
A push. push out of vents. Finds a trade. King cleans it up. And another round win for Camden County, 5-1. Now the score. And I mean, Soma did use the ult, and that did not find really any value. I'm not even sure if that was used this round or the previous, but either way, it was almost entirely unnoticeable from my end. And that is not a great sign, especially when he's your top fragger right now. You want to be seeing as much value as possible out of those kinds of ultimates. But for the moment, if you're Camden County, you're not worrying about that. You're happy with it. And just another free orb for Camden County here over towards A. There's really been no contest at all, especially with just the Sentinel setup. You're not really be pushing in front of that if you're a UMIZ. That's, I think, why a lot of teams end up playing their Sentinel on B and going for the orb on A. Like, at least some sort of A fight for that, or just to deny it as opposed to just letting it be taken for free. Just scare the other team, but Camden County just, I think, knows that they can get it for free every time, so they do. And that really helps with them getting their ultimates up. Halloween doing some jump peeks. King a little slow on the trigger, but let's call it. And actually, yeah, Paranoia found solo. So now, 5v4 at numbers advantage.
I can't
for
use
UMIZ for I think one of the first times so far this match. Ooh, but Duvie with the Op gets caught, and as does Mask with the Odin, and so now the numbers are switched once again. And at the same time, Cloud has been walking onto the A site, spotted the Cypher, and
30
Nish pops the
seconds
ult.
left.
That's gonna turn off that last trip. Kami does hit Nish, who is in the ultimate, so he's not gonna die
One
permanently.
enemy remaining.
Yeah, he just hops up over at the side of the site to get the angle. And yeah, another clean round. 4 players alive. Nish getting res from the ult.
Adapt their options, they make
It's looking
mistakes.
really strong so far. King 8-3, Aegis 7-1. And then 6-5 from Nish and Apple. I mean, finding a lot of kills so far. And I mean, yeah, only 2 rounds where the spike's even been a part of it. If you look at the timeline there, the 3rd and the 4th kills winning all
Let's
of the
get this
others.
done.
Bit more of a stack over towards
Shutting
the
them
A site.
down.
Knives popped right away from Doobie. Fighting over vents this time is a good idea coming out from UMIZ. Just putting a little bit of pressure over towards mid. But it is low weapons. Tigers not fully clawed this time. But Yuto coming out, denying an A site hit just for the moment, and that's gonna allow rotates to come through. We'll see if King calls for any sort of response. They're just sitting. Slowing things down. Stun is good from Mask, but he just finds punch anyway. Spraying through the heaven smoke. Halloween does find King though. Ooh, but Nish in the back of the site gets 2 of his own.
One enemy remaining.
Halloween gets 1 more headshot, but not before
Back in a
falling.
flash.
And now it's a 3v1. Apple's gonna plant the spike while Soma takes his time
30 seconds
walking
left.
over. And I mean, Soma doesn't really have much of a chance here. Would have to hit a lot of headshots. First one gets it. That was clean. Didn't take much damage either.
Ammunition.
Last player standing.
Hits the second. Aegis is down. And actually cleans it up. Gets the 3rd onto Apple. And I'm sorry for doubting you, King. That was a clean 3K.
What can I say?
A
I do
sheriff.
this for a living.
And that's a good round to try and get back into things for UMIZ. But it won't really affect the economy of Camden County much at all. They're already guaranteed at least an even half. But this does get all but Doobie's ults online. Might be the Tigers' time to get back into things here. But this time they're going to be looking over towards the B site. So we actually have an opportunity to use the util this time. One of the things that I've been noticing is that, especially in those retakes, Soma has had the entire kit left. and that's just because it's harder if you're not on the correct site. Excuse me. This doesn't really have much opportunity to use that utility. It's not global like a you know, an Omen's utility would be. Mask does find King with the ult. Versus was used with the site take as well. Oh, it's a good reveal, but I'm not able to capitalize. Kanji finds that, and actually that allows the neural theft to come through. Good paranoia had Nish blinded. Now it's 2v4. Locations revealed. This is going to be difficult.
Last player standing.
Mask with the third. Aegis gets the first, but shut down is getting pinched by 3 players. And third round now for University of Missouri. Definitely picking things up a little bit here, but lots of ults used.
Spike defused.
Might be a little difficult to snowball from this kind of situation, but saving the operator is going to be a great sign for the banks, at least, of UMIZ. Which is something that they had not been able to do before. It's just sort of save that into another round. It's a good start for them. Cloud, not going to be buying. Actually, as I say, that does decide to. It also has the ult. I think is debating whether or not to buy on top of the ult. That can be nice if you run out
This
of...
goes here. Yes, this should do. Oh, this
You
is a
want to
nice one.
play?
operator
Let's
bullets
play.
to, you know, switch over to something better than a pistol, but doesn't think he'll need it. Doobie is playing aggressive ahead of that Sentinel utility, and that's something that I've been wanting to see from them. Yeah, they deny that ult orb. Nish, flash out. Oh, spam. But actually, Mass able to transfer it over to Nish. And so, once again, numbers advantage finally in UMIZ's hands. And Camden County just taking things slow. A minute left. Could go to either site. B is technically the weaker site, but both of the controllers are here.
Careful there.
Apple a little worried about mid here, just trying to get over to his teammates. But it isn't going to be watched. Tigers are looking for actually deeper angles than that. Shots towards Vents will pull Soma over a little bit.
Thirty
And
seconds
this is gonna
left.
Finally, just based on the time and no
Live munition.
information over the way, gonna pull the rotates over. Holly
Last
finds the
player
first. Ooh, a
standing.
second one as well.
Spike
Shut
down
down
B.
Cloud is just gonna decide to, I think, back off here. Really no time left, and I mean, don't actually have much to purchase. Just the
10 seconds left.
ult through. Does deny one. And there's not even time to plant the spike here, so Viz did grab a weapon. I'm just gonna try and carry that through here. Does so successfully, but from a 6-1 half, now 6-4, things getting much closer. Off the back of Soma's nasty Sheriff 3K.
That's a good spot.
And this time from Camden County, look over towards the A site again. Cloud did purchase an operator into this one. Op attempts to deny the space on A, but doesn't work this time, so ult orb is going to be grabbed. Drone coming out towards mid. Doesn't actually spot anything. Doesn't go quite deep enough. So now Camden County, 2 towards mid, 3 over towards the A site. Spike is there as well, but they have multiple players to go
Careful
through.
there.
Plus the Sentinel utility if they want to get the spike down there. King and Cloud attempting to take more space up towards top mid. Worried a little bit about some of the angles here. As they should be, of course. Kanji is watching this one. Over towards the A site from top mid.
Shadows.
Go ahead.
30 seconds left.
Execute coming through.
Round.
Good timing from King to pull off the player. Oh, actually gets a great timing here. Finds the first from the back. Does get shut down, but this is going to allow the spike to come through. Sorry, spike plant to come through. It's a 3v3 in the retake. Cloud still not noted over towards mid. So has an opportunity. First trades come through, 2v2.
Last player standing.
And now it's actually just Cloud. He's going to have to try and get over towards the site to deny the spike defuse. Actually has to make footsteps here to make sure he gets there in time. And Soma shuts him down. Another 3k from him. Cloud a little bit too slow on the lurk. Didn't find the value that was needed. Wasn't
Last
with
round
the team
before
really
the
at all.
switch.
And so now the final round of the half. Just enough money in the bank for everyone to get a bye for the Cougars, and an attempt available for UMIZ to salvage this into a 6-6. And just a reminder for anyone that has been watching the previous weeks, this week is the beginning of the round robin stage, and with that, it is now best of 3s as opposed to best of 1s. So Camden County, no matter what the result of this map is, we'll be playing against UMIZ again on another map with, you know, a maximum of 3 maps this evening. This map is the best map for Camden County. They're 3-1 on it so far this season through that Swiss stage. So far in this round, some space taken towards mid as per usual, but the B site is going to be, looks like the main goal for the team. Apple spotted over towards mid. And so that keeps a pair of eyeballs from Halloween over towards the B site. But Apple, Nish, and Cloud looking over to try and fight this. Actually, and Aegis as well. Looks like we might have a big
Launching missile.
operator. Might find some value from the Doobie. But no, Soma's just going to shut down Nish. And King's going to start lurking over towards the actual site of B. Halloween shoulder peek from the spots Kings. Now rotates are going to come
30
through. But the spike's
seconds
not even
left.
here, so this is not an execute. This is just a push from King. But now the spike's through. And Apple finding that kill is huge. Cloud set up on the back line, misses some shots onto Soma, but lets Aegis fall, but let's find the kill. Cloud actually lucky with the timing there to live to the first, but does go down. King uses the ult, so couldn't
One enemy
couple
remaining.
different spots, but did just TP back to help the team. Apple finds Doobie. Cage pop, spike, a good spot for Apple, and King actually just sprays him down. Finds him falling. Camden County sealing themselves
Switching
a lead at
sides.
the half, 7-5, as we switch sides here. And one thing to note for this defensive side for the Cougars, there is no real hard sentinels. What that would mean is something like that Cypher that has those trips doesn't means that space is harder to deny. Currently looking like there's some sort of tech pause. They're going to be trying to figure that out momentarily. So it'll just be a tiny bit before we get back into things. But there's no Cypher on that, defensive side. There's no Killjoy who has similar things with the turret or the alarm bot. So there's just the chamber, and the chamber has one trip. You can really only put that in one spot. Usually you're not putting that in an aggressive spot. You're putting that, to deny space. You're putting that in a spot to prevent a flank of some kind. So not a lot of space denial just initially from the comp like there would be on UMIZ's side. Obviously we saw the Cypher trips set up towards A. Kanji able to play off of those in quite a few rounds. This time, it's not quite the same for Camden County. Unfortunately, players still figuring things out just a tiny bit. And if you weren't here at the beginning of this stream, you know, I did mention briefly just a little bit ago that this is now the round robin section of the series, but Camden County did get put into a group with the University of Mary Washington, University of Missouri, Florida International University, Old Dominion University, St. Clair College, and then of course UMIS. Looks like teams are all ready to go, clock ticking again. But with all of those teams I just listed, Camden County is going to be playing them over the next couple of weeks. Going to be playing each team one time as a round robin stage. It sort of indicates. Now, and all of those teams are 4-4 through that Swiss stage, just like Camden County was as well. So, just in general, the idea is that all of these teams are of a fairly similar skill level. And I think we definitely saw that last time when these two teams played. Just in terms of how close the game was. It is close once again.
Cover going out.
Four-person look towards B from the Tigers. And an aggressive push already coming out from Camden County.
Locating targets.
Apple with the drone is going to clear B long. And that finds some good information. Lots of players over towards B. Cloud going to peek out with the headhunter. Misses the shots. Ends up doing just a little bit of damage to Halloween. Finds nothing else. But is this going to switch up the initial plan for UMIS? Aegis spotting the players rotating as well, so they know this is going to be coming through this way.
No charges. Fragment.
For the most part, the stack is here. There's 3 players available right now. Cloud on the flank. The site trip there that's going to have to be broken though. Salvo's denying any sort of initial site prevention, but
Spike down A.
Salvo right at the end there. Multiple other kills going the way of Camden County. And now it's a 3v2. Spike down inside.
30 seconds left.
Completely stranded. We'll see if Halloween actually has a TP. No, does not. Can't actually jump around the side to try and grab the spike here. He's gonna have to, enter through the actual main choke here. And that's just gonna be so difficult. First
10
fight
seconds
attempted.
left.
Halloween actually
Last
finds the first.
player
Gets the
standing.
second as well.
One
So now it's
enemy
just
remaining.
Apple. 5 seconds. Now, no, 4. There's not enough time for the spike to get planted for the round win. Apple's just gonna run away with that. Kanji, noticing his fate, decides to sacrifice himself to the map. And a close one as the round almost pulled out by Halloween, but not quite. And Camden County getting another pistol on this map of Abyss, and hopefully getting themselves up to a 9-5 lead. Definitely going a little light on the buy. Not a huge worry, but obviously in the last second round did lose all players, especially to an outlaw, so I think an intentional lack of use of that in this one. Even though you would obviously argue that it has more value on the attack side. Aegis first beat dealt with Doovie finding that kill easily, and Bucky is given over. Not a great start for Camden County once again on the second round. They did manage to pull it out last time, but this time it's going to be a 4v5 retake. The spike wasn't actually planted yet, so this does allow time for the rotates to come through. Cloud on the flank as per usual. Only has a classic here though. Well, good timing. Dodges Masked Man. Has the headhunter, and actually is being looked for though. And actually, yeah, the cam spots him and he gets caught. Now 3v5. Still, in general, the weapon's still in favor of Camden County. And finding one, spraying
Last
a
player
lot
standing.
another, but just Nish in a 1v3 now. Just getting the first. Oh, that salvo damage is not going to help. Finds 2.
Remaining.
Time is starting to run low though. He's gonna have to stick it, and won't be able to as Masked Man cleans it up. And an eco round for the Tigers. any of you in that, that sort of Camden County College area, not sure if you can hear it, we have a pretty decent thunderstorm happening right now. The warm weather making some impact, lots of thunder, lightning, some loud rain. So hopefully you're all safe indoors. Cougars once again pushing aggro from mid. Doovie in a nice lurk. Able to find the kill despite the shorty, but actually does go down, and that's a rifle getting over at least. But the remaining 4 players of UMIZ just going to take the B site for free, noting the presence of all of the remaining Cougars.
Spike planted.
Flashbang.
Nish flash out, doesn't see anything, so now it's just going to be these trips they're going to have to deal with to get over towards the site. Spamming the box, no one behind there. Cam is going to spot Nish. He's going to have to remove that dart if he wants to get into the site with that rifle. Knife's good, going to deny a few. Use of util. Takes a lot of damage though. And yeah, Kanji going to shut him down.
Last player standing.
Finding Apple means it's going to be difficult for ages, and it is. Just off the back of that second round win from Lumiz, score tightens to 8-7. Only one round away from tying it up are the Tigers.
That goes there.
They're definitely bearing their fangs now. Operator purchase coming through from Cloud. That's going to be one of the biggest pieces of this defense side. When Cloud is popping off, this team has such an easier job just dealing with the space around the map. And really, when you're not playing that hard sentinel, as I was talking about before, you're sort of opting into an operator instead. That really is the general trade-off you see. But ends up getting smoked off by his teammate there, so he's going to switch to the window angle instead. And Tigers just taking things slow over towards the A side. Now going to start moving over. Doovie not quite yet peeking onto the angle. And now just as the smoke fades, it's going to be switching. So Doovie left over towards window at the moment, while 3 of the members of UMIZ start working their way over towards the other side of the map, and Doovie and Soma to follow. It's unclear if they noted the operator over towards the site, but I think there's the silence that they saw actually scared them more than anything else. So they're going to be running into Aegis and King over towards B, or A. Excuse me. Drone coming through.
30 seconds left.
This is a spot Aegis back
Doing
here.
a thing.
Suppression as well, and first 2 kills of those anchors
Spike planted.
coming through for UMIZ, and now a 3v5 retake. It's going to be hard. And already, it's a decision to save from the Cougars. And that's going to be a tie game. And to harp on it again, when you don't have a hard sentinel, you really have to get kills when that site entry is happening, because otherwise you're just going down. Spike's going to be pretty much free as long as the other team kills you. And yeah, you get situations like this with just pretty much what at least what Camden County decided was an impossible retake, not worth their economy.
Remember,
So 8-8
I
is the
hit them
score
with
now.
explosives. Then you
He's
go
tied
in.
up, and even
No
despite
la
the save,
vayan a cagar.
Force coming through. King only with the stinger. Aegis as well. From the look of it, Tiger's going to be dodging that operator once again, and that's going to be, as I just mentioned, like a pretty big win condition for both teams. The Cougars, having that operator on the correct side and not running into the operator for the other side. Nish going to pop the ult. Doobie insight, looking for heads, finds it first. A good flash, finds a bunch of them, but too many, honestly, for Nish to pick. Just gets spammed through the ultimate. Doesn't matter.
Missile deployed.
I was about to say 5v3 with Freeze. It becomes a 5v2.
Spike planted.
And another
Teleport's
save.
ready.
Cloud bringing the operator into the next. Apple, a rifle. You're building up that loss bonus, but still, so you're not getting round wins anymore. It's been a little bit difficult on this defense side so far. It'll be 4 in a row for Yumiz off the back of that eco round loss. You know, it might be a time for a timeout here if you are Coach Fallout. There's definitely a few things to fix, maybe a few things to notice about the attacking side of the Tigers. Yeah, it's coming through. It's gonna be called by Nish. I'm gonna speak to their coach about this one. And these have just been hard sight hits for the most part. The last 2 rounds, it was a look towards B at the beginning, silence pushed them over towards A, and then they went in towards A again and found the same 2 players on the site exec. Actually, not the same 2, I apologize. Nish was there instead. Did have the ultimate. They had switched up King's position, but still finding 2. Just anchoring that site. Just getting the value there. So they're, you know, one of the best things that Camden County College does is play a little bit more aggressively, taking space. And they haven't done that much on this defense side. They're just letting people come to them. And obviously, it's not working too well so far. A couple pings coming out over towards the B site, maybe calling to either play in this sort of more aggressive position, or to at least, you know, push up to that space to try and take some more control of the map.
That works.
And when you have control of the map, you know, you're sort of talking about, you have positioning that gives you information about where other players are. So if you have cleared through a whole amount of space, you know that the enemy team can't be there. It allows, you know, you to move into that space and you know, and move towards the space where you know that they could be. A couple players spotted over in spawn. Apple finds the first. So that aggressive play did seem to work to some extent. They do have the numbers advantage, but the spike is going to get planted for free. So Cloud's going to have some trouble with finding value with the operator
Spike
again.
planted.
On my mark.
He's going to break the trip here, wait for Teeny. No, broke the trip a little late in terms of Cloud himself helping with that fight. So you're going to want to try and sync up the attack from King and Apple with this flank. King goes a little bit early, goes down. Apple finding 1 though. With the drop down, does a little bit of damage. Finds another op shot, gets masked. So does Fuse, already halfway through.
Nice knowing you.
Nish didn't have to stick it, but probably could have with Aegis finding that clean headshot. And off the back of the timeout, Camden County getting a round win to bring things back to even. 9-9, but I mean, if you just look at that bank on the attacking side, you can see there's a few 9,000s before that, and that is, of course, the maximum amount of money you can have. So this isn't going to damage things at all. And then on the other side, you know, a little bit light on the money. Things could get a little close if they don't keep up winning rounds. Cougars deciding, I think, to go back a little bit more towards their aggressive style, towards mid.
Not deployed.
And yeah, a lot of them still out. Drone from Apple is going to find at least 1.
One suppressed.
That suppresses Soma, so they can't use his util quite yet.
Grenade is live.
To the deep.
Harbor ult pops. It's going to only go halfway through sight. It's going to block off some of this ability temporarily. and Cascade coming through
Missile deployed.
towards heaven and,
Spike planted.
you know, the other space you can retake from. It's gonna be a 5v5. Spikes planted. Cloud gonna be deciding to peek out with the op. Soma finds the first, but the other next two kills go the way of Camden County. This is Kanji. So now it's just a 2v3. Ultimate's in favor of the other side. They decide to use it
Last
here.
player
Gonna have to force
standing.
them. It's just Cloud, 1v2. Health on Mast is low, but he's gonna have to clear Doobie out from this space first. Goes past him and drops down, but it doesn't work. Doobie finds the kill. I mean, time would have been low anyway, and salvos from Mast would have made things really difficult to try and stick the spike, but what could have been a good retake ends up just falling flat. Multiple ultimates used as well, and it just doesn't come to anything. Still not playing fantastically together. This time it's going to be an aggressive play towards mid again, and out of a chokehold, but they're not going to find anything as all of the other players on Yumiz are towards the B site again, so consistently Yumiz finding the weak site, getting themselves in to a seemingly impossible task of retaking.
Spike planted.
Nish holding the flash for when the teammates are ready off the line. Blind Soma, but just can't hit the shots. King who's lurked himself in with the stinger. He's gonna have a hard time getting out of here. Stun coming through from Mast.
Shadows
Soma
traveling.
finding another Aegis is not great, but they don't expect the third here. No, they do now once they hear those footsteps. There's Apple left, 1v4, shut down. 11-9, and ultimate saved as well from the attacking side on that round. That was, you know, sort of the best case scenario, was forcing some of those out on that pistol round for Camden County, but
This goes here.
unable to. And things looking like they might go the way of Yumiz at the moment, but anything's possible. Really, any of these players in this entire lobby can show up at any time. We've seen
Okay, let's get
everyone
set
on
up.
the server have a round of their own. No mid play this time from the Cougars. And this is the first time they would have faced any sort of resistance as well. 3 players over towards the B site. Cloud over on his own towards A. Does put that trip aggressively, so that's like the one thing I was mentioning that you do have if you are that sentinel of chamber. Coming through, doesn't see anything. High tide and off. Cloud gets the first one TP's out, so that's great value. That's what you want from a site anchor, getting at least a kill. Cypher's not the most valuable in terms of utility, but it is a good kill to find nonetheless. So 5v4. Doobie just in an off angle when the smoke drops and King falls. Aegis with the dash. Just some movement. Doobie with another. Soma finds Cloud. So 3v3. So 3v2. Apple swings out of the smoke, finds Soma.
This is how it ends.
Ult pops. And actually, this might allow Apple
Go
to get
ahead.
most of the defuse. No, only going to get half before the counter
Last
ult comes
player
through.
standing.
Aegis
Well, I lived a good life.
One enemy
falling,
remaining.
and there's just not enough time for Apple. And 12 rounds for Yumiz. I mean, that was a close one. Really only happened
Match
because
point.
Mast still had that ult. Otherwise, could have just stuck the spike all the way. But Aegis, unfortunately, falling sort of as that, you know, sort of space denial or that time allowing player meant that that Cloud couldn't just stick the spike anymore, or Apple couldn't stick the spike anymore, excuse me. And falls. So 4 ults still for the attacking side, and we're going to be going over towards the B site. Cloud popping the ult towards A, but no one to be found. Has all of that space to himself. It's going to
Shadows
probably
traveling.
start moving for a flank, but potentially could actually find some value from this aggressive angle. Yeah, it looks like humans are taking things slow, expecting that something could have been pushed up towards their spawn. And yeah, if you're Camden County here, you need Cloud to find one if this rotate does come through. But they decide against it. They think that the time that they spent, that 40 seconds of the round waiting, has meant that maybe some rotates have come through towards A. And so yeah, now the site exact is happening. King without a smoke. Oh, look at the nice space. Harbor ult pops. That means Nish is paranoia and slow gets caught. 5v4 now. Apple, no util left.
30 seconds
Let's spray down
left.
Doobie. Cloud might get caught here. Oh, all the kills.
Spike
Except for
down
Soma
B.
on the Cloud going the way of Camden County, but Aegis getting caught as well. Spike is down, so they're gonna have to come onto the site and get this, but does Apple let it happen?
One
He
enemy
does
remaining.
not. It was grabbed, but Apple denies it, and 3 in this round means
10
Cougars
seconds
have
left.
extended their life just a tiny bit. As long as they
Last
can live
player
this
standing.
last 7 seconds. And there's enough time for this plant to come through. Apple.
Spike
1v1.
planted.
Soma, an ability to clutch this once more. In the cove, hardens it. Now Apple revealing his own location. Swings out, 1v1, and Soma with a 3K again, clutches out
Attackers
the map.
win.
13-9, and what looked like it was going to be an easy round win for Camden County once again turns into a Soma clutch. And he definitely was the player of that map. I mean, 24 and 12, ridiculous 2 KD. Just found so much value, once again, with all of the utility, and of course, the shooting. And that was map number 1. So, once again, this is a best of 3, so there will be a second map. After this break, it's going to be your Cougars on defense side of Corrode coming up. windows to open. Okay, go ahead. Hello and welcome back to Camden County College, here from the William G. Rohr Center in Cherry Hill, home of the Cougar Esports Arena. I am Ben Brandreth, and we're back with the NACE Varsity Plus Spring Round Robin, going into Map 2, Camden County up against University of Missouri. Map number 1, Abyss, going in favor of MisU after what was a pretty close series of rounds. Ended up being, I think, 13-9. And I mean, that Abyss map is the best for Camden County, so unfortunately you can only expect a slightly worse, at least from what what I know. But this team has been practicing, of course.
Gotta go.
Are prepared for things to be a little bit different.
Gotta go. There.
And
Go,
by
go,
different,
go.
of course, I mean, they're playing 3-map series now,
I'm
as
outta
opposed
here.
to just one best of ones, best of threes.
I'm out of here. Go, go, go.
And in terms of comps, going back to the double duelist Neon Waylay for the defensive side of Camden County.
I'm out of here.
Aggressive fight right away. Huge paranoia.
Remaining.
That lets the Cougars get away with murder. 3 players alive. And that's the kind of play where I wish we had replays. That was absolutely nasty. That paranoia got, I think, at least 4, if not all 5. And, I mean, yeah, you can tell there, the And the catch rate must have gotten at least, you know, a few as well. Assists, 4 for King, 5 for Nish. And usually they don't tell too much of a story, but on a round like that where you can, you know, there was only a few things to have had, you know, that were possible to have happened.
That'll
You
work.
can tell how much help they really gave. That's a great start for the Cougars. That's all 3 pistols so far in this series, but had some trouble cleaning up the seconds. And it looks like they might again, as they're already down numbers. 4v3, Spectre given over.
Traveling.
King not fully checked,
Spike
gets 2.
planted.
Some good spray.
Stealing sight.
One enemy
Paranoia
remaining.
as well, sent in, and Cloud from the back. What started off looking a little shaky is cleaned up very nicely. Second round for Camden County, and a 2-0 start for them. Though obviously we did see that in the previous map, and they ended up losing, so still a whole bunch of map to go. But it's good to see that they look confident on another map. And of course, aggressive playstyle is their go-to. And that's sort of just been the case throughout multiple iterations of this team. Some of the previous players, specifically that I'm thinking of on the Yoru, just loved playing aggressive, and I think knowing that he's had some impact in coaching this team as well, see it in how they play. Nish looking out over towards B with an outlaw. Their own sense through broken. Actually just gonna decide to push onto the angle anyway. Gets a shot off, but full armor on Doobie means still not going through. But this does allow rotates to come through. Flank started. A whole bunch of util being put out onto the site. Apple sprayed down. So both those players on site
Spike
now
planted.
gone. It's just the flank. Oh man, Halloween's pushed
Last
out already
player
for the angle.
standing.
Yeah, just gets 2
Flawless.
more. A 3K from him and a flawless third round
I belong
for
here.
Yumiz.
We gotta go.
And already 7
Go, go,
ult
go.
corpse for Halloween. Probably get
I'm
that
outta here.
online this round. And that's a great ult to have in post-plant situations and, you know, any sort of, really any situation. It's
Go, go, go.
a good ult. You get a lot of space out of it no matter what. But in our first full rifle round here, it's going to be an A hit from the look of things. All 5 players. Yumi is looking that way. Tiger's pushing up as a unit.
Shadows traveling.
Ready. I think they get a little bit more defensive are the Cougars. Just pulling back on an angle. Just can't get checked on the other side of the box here. Not fully, and actually multiple kills going their way. Trades out.
One enemy remaining.
Cloud there, finding Kanji and dropping the
Spike
spike.
down A.
It's gonna be a hard one for Halloween to salvage, but it is. Camden County now 3 rounds on the board.
Here.
And our first ult's starting to come online. A few pings coming out on the map. I think just pinging out a little bit of what went wrong in that attack side round for the Tigers. Just a couple of things to look at. At the same time, actually, a defensive ping coming down. I think looking for where stars were placed from that Astra. See, it is a little bit different to be seeing Cloud on an Astra as opposed to the Chamber. Chamber being sort of what he mainly does. This time, though, on that controller agent, who does have a lot of uses on this map.
2
A
suppressed.
good drone from Apple notes 2 outside of B. Actually, he's gonna hear footsteps running away from the site. He just is in mid.
Here we go.
Prowler doesn't know. Oh, and pops the ult, doesn't get any. Kanji just shuts him down with a headshot. King tries to TP away, but gets shut down by the suppress. So now it's a 5v3 in favor of of Yumiz. Cloud is
Obscuring
back
vision.
here. Does smoke off.
Spike planted.
Sort of play inside the smoke here for a moment. Peeks out and gets one. Kanji's gonna ult off that though. Let's actually push Cloud. Push towards back of the site, and Nish actually finds that second version of the kill.
Launching missile.
Cloud gets another, and he falls.
Last player standing.
But the haunt spots. Now Nish is left in a 1v3
Team
and
Ace.
unable to get it. Team Ace from Yumiz bringing the score 3-2. And yeah, this is a close one. This is going to be a brawl back and forth. Pretty much, I think, the whole map. Looks like we might either have a force or a save from Camden County here. That bonus was so expensive. Not so expensive, as I should say. It was so strong from Yumiz that there was no weapons, you know, brought over again, and all of those deaths make things a little bit expensive. And yeah, they decided to make it just a little bit of a light buy, just to make sure that they can buy fully in the next. Instead,
Missile deployed.
the aggressive positioning once again is what the Cougars are opting for. 2 players. So first, Cloud spotted.
Missile
Prowler.
deployed.
And does a lot of damage to Mask with the Ghost, but that weapon difference really being the difference there. Can't do anything quite about that, though definitely had the time to find the kill, so it's a little unfortunate. Most of Yumiz is going to be looking back over towards the B site. Apple holding that main entrance with a Sheriff, but actually, as I say that, decides to back up a bit and look over towards mid again. It's on the angle as this thing comes through. Would have been smoked off anyway, so 4v5 retake, health low on Mask is what the situation is. Of course, lower
Spike
weapons
planted.
again for the Cougars means this is going to be pretty difficult.
Slowing them down.
Saturate sent out and doesn't find anything, so that's a big tool as well gone.
You're done.
It does find a good headshot to start things off, and a second.
My ultimate.
And the rest of the Cougars
One enemy
capitalize.
remaining.
Yes, they do. And off of the back of that light buy, the Pistols winning things out. Nish with 2 from Heaven, really being a game changer there. They also have the awareness to tackle that ult. And a thrifty round
Where I
win.
come from.
Camden County builds the lead up to 2 again, and puts them in a great spot economically as well. Yeah, this is going to be causing a bit of a mixed force buy from the other side now, just as, we had in the previous 4. Camden County, though, this actually, it's a little bit stronger from Yumiz. They still have 2 rifles in this, but a good round from the Cougars. I will say, though, we've had a couple, rounds of this type in the previous map that did go the way
Launching
of the
missile.
Tigers, so it's still anyone's round to win. Aggressive positioning again. Nish pushed super far up, but
It's you and me.
has to back up based off of utility. ISO ult popped. I don't think actually it found anyone. No, it didn't. Nish holding out the ult. This could hit multiple. It does.
Spike down mid.
3 kills
One
right
enemy
away off the
remaining.
back of the util. And now just masked
There.
on the other side of the smoke. Spike's also under King's boots. So this one is impossible. Like Soma's 1v3 in the previous with the Sheriff. This one, there's just no way you can get it. And yeah, Nish with 3 cleans it up.
Absolutely
And a
demolished.
flawless from Camden County. Building up
Normally
that
I'd
lead
give
even
a whole
more.
pep talk here, but honestly, we're
Still
good.
not full buys available for everyone. Kanji having to, resort to a Bucky here. Not the weapon of choice, but the one of necessity in this one. Aggressive play over towards A is what's being pinged out. And this, I think, is the exact same sort of crunch that we saw in that pistol round with the paranoia and the saturate. Unfortunately, it's not going to find anything this time. Man, and that just is so much util. It has a pull, 2 salvos,
Leave that
paranoia,
back.
and the
Conceal
saturate.
it.
All invested. So that's all tools now that aren't going to be available at the end of this round for any sort of retake. But See if the opposing team was there, it certainly found some value. Cloud tucked in on the site, opportunity to find some value. Just as he gets distracted by the footsteps from the player on site. And the Fate Ultimate coming through has multiple players at 1 HP as well. And yeah, that allows the Molly to find Nish, and King goes down to Mass, but
Last player standing.
yeah, it's gonna be enough. This Apple decides to save, just back away slowly. It just looks like might play for some exits here. I think that, I mean, they do have the money to do something like this. Don't have to save. Yeah, she's gonna try and go for exits. Maybe did jump onto the angle. She's gonna bait a little bit first. I guess the first and the second. So honestly, pretty good value from Apple to get 2 kills there. That puts a little bit of pressure again
Let's
on the
roll,
banks.
Neon. Show us what that
Of the
K-Sec
other
training
side.
did for you.
Five to 3 now, and it's this round where the attacking side is going to be lined up over towards A. And this one is looking like a mid push. And it certainly is super aggressive all the way
Without concealment.
to half of mid,
Recovering it. Recovering it.
Cloud.
Taking that back.
pulling all of the stars from the other side of the map as it's a confirmed A exec. A just left with King to look for Kanji, but as Kanji starts going over towards the site, Spike's gonna get planted.
Spike planted.
King actually swinging, finds Soma. Fast lane out, A just gets one
One
before
enemy
going down.
remaining.
King with 2 more. Now it's just Kanji. Finds the first, but it's a 1v3. Apple on the defuse. Nish misses the first kill with the op, but actually just sticks it.
From time to time.
Smoke was good from Cloud. Unless things get through. Are they going to try and save the op? They do try, but I don't think they're able to grab it in time. Yeah, they're not. But either way, you take the round win there. 6-3 for the Cougars and a guaranteed lead once again.
Going
Sorry, a
Astro, guys.
guaranteed at least
That'll work.
even
Taking that
once
back.
again, just like we had in the previous map. And also like in the previous map, it's going to be a timeout from Kanji on the side of Yumiz. I mean, honestly, I don't see a lot of specific things going wrong. You're losing some gunfights, definitely. They're also, I mean, the flanks are a big issue. King obviously finding 3 in that one was really important. But obviously they did send a body there, he just lost the fight. Soma unable to actually get the kill. And Aegis, you know, being the sort of the bait for King. And some pings out in mid, I think, are going to be the main response from this timeout. Sort of deny this speedy, aggressive plays from Camden County.
Let's see now. That should work.
This is a little bit more of a default defense here. 2-1-2 at the moment. And Aegis is getting really pushed up.
With concealment. Need that back. Recovering it.
And yeah, actually, an Odin buy is one of the responses from this timeout as well, just to sort of try and prevent some of that mid-aggression. And it definitely worked, as you see. Aegis' health is very low.
Drone going out.
I'm just going to send the drone out over towards B. And it gets broken right away, so it doesn't actually get a lot of information, but gets enough to know that there's at least someone there. But most of the players of Yumiz are sitting outside of mid. Cloud here, playing inside of a smoke. And this is just a really aggressive angle.
Careful
With so
here.
much utility up. Do you really want to be risking your life like this? Especially as a controller. The smoke's fading now. him so in the open, and yeah, just gets absolutely dropped. A little bit of a kind of odd idea there.
30
And
seconds left.
Spike's gonna be pushing through window here, so Apple opportunity in this one. Gets the first, the second, the third.
One enemy
Does he expect
remaining.
the last one? He does. Apple with 4 takes a disadvantaged round into his hands. And they just all ran into his crosshair one by one. And a forced eco once again. And now I can officially say a guaranteed lead at the end of this half from Camden County. And as opposed to the defensive side we saw in the previous map, this one is looking really good. And individual moments like that from Apple are definitely going to help you take the lead. Ish with an outlaw. A good round to have it in, but only hits a shot through the box. Saturate out, dash forced as well. So lots of util invested over towards B site, and all of the players from the Tigers are there. Astro Divide is going to be coming through. Where will he decide to section off? We're waiting on this wall, so all the players
Well
from Camden County
divided.
are there. So yeah, wall's going to come through. It's always going to really cut off one, though. All the other players are playing on site with their worst weapons. One for mass, but kills coming through both ways. Trades, generally, though, going the way of Camden
One
County.
enemy remaining.
And this Cloud cleans it up with 3. An 8th round for the Cougars.
Midasi. Thanks.
Looking for 9 in this one.
We defend this place all.
The Tigers are going to
We
put together a
defend
bye
this
in this last
reality.
round of the half.
Last round in the half.
But back-to-back rounds with a 4K and a 3K are really good signs for Camden County, especially after a first map where you had the lead and
Checking the
losing it can be a
situation.
little bit disheartening. So it's a good thing that they're keeping their
Out
confidence
there.
up.
Right
Mask
there.
with an Odin purchase again, and that is a really good weapon to have.
Rise.
And you do have that Fate ultimate as well. Since it can lower down health of the enemies. Cloud hit with the vulnerable, but just gets the kill anyway. Suppressed out, and Cloud finds that one as well, so now it's already a
One enemy
5-2,
remaining.
and yeah, just an easy, clean round win for Camden County. Didn't even seem like
Switching
Tigers had a
sides.
chance at all in that. And a 9-3 half is a really good sign from the Cougars. I'm honestly not entirely sure what the game plan was from UMiz. They sort of stalled out in mid there after the undercut,
Taking that back.
attempt onto Cloud, or Aegis failed. And just, yeah, nothing happened from there. And the round was just cleaned up instantly. But that's in the previous half. Things can change entirely here. Cougars on the attack side, still being aggressive towards mid. Aegis sprinting. Gets stunned, has to delay slightly.
Go, go, go.
Run on the angle. Nish pushed up as well. Saldo's coming through, clearing out some of the site. 8 of the players
Bad move.
over on the site. Aegis with the first headshot.
Nice
Shield up
try.
from Soma allows him to get one, but falls. Hami and Kanji, though, each finding their own, so 2v2. And Apple, with the spike, tapped it, but is now just going to sprint over toward the other side of the map. And this will allow them to get that spike down and set up for the retake. Yumi's not leaving until right now, really. And that does take a decent amount of time off the clock. Cougars playing over towards Heaven together. They have set the spike in a good spot to play from there. And they're also just watching spawn, which is where they're expecting the sort of, retake to come, from the defense. But obviously, looks like they're going to be wrong here. Heaven is smoked off, so good so far with the util. Smoke's very helpful in this one, especially in a pistol round. Time is low, so they're gonna have to get on this fight.
One
Pull is
enemy
there,
remaining.
and yeah, cleaned up nicely from Camden County.
kills.
And they're gonna go down to the spike here, or at least Apple is, which isn't a huge deal. It was just a pistol. I think actually might have only been a classic as well, so not a big deal. But a great pistol again, and that's all 4 of them so far for the Cougars. And I mean, if you're gonna try and win a series, in a best of 3 series, winning the all of the pistols is a great way to do it. In general, you're almost guaranteed at least, if you're winning both a map, you're guaranteed at least 4 rounds. And that can be, I mean, that was the difference of the score in the previous. Obviously, they didn't win one of the second rounds in that previous map. They're going to be looking to do so here. 3 players over towards the B site. Cloud left by himself in mid. He's going to find
Blocking vision.
himself running into
Need
2
that
here.
back. Obscuring vision.
Footsteps being made. Yeah, actually, Cloud went down. Apple spraying down 2 with the Stinger, not taking a single bit of damage. And King has lurked his way behind Halloween. And not expecting this at all. And a free A site is what the Cougars are going to get here. And there's still another layer to this, as Nish is going to be another backstab coming from B. Just walking, knife out. As swift as possible and silent. Spots the head. Misses the shot, but that actually might slow down. Yeah, it slows down the retake a tiny bit. Kanji forced to be a little bit more careful. First, it's going to be Apple running into Soma. Backs off the angle just as he comes through. But as Soma checks the box, he gets the kill.
Gonna fall back here.
Just one. Yeah. King with the kill. Another second round win for Camden County. And that puts them at 11-3. And this Corrode is looking very strong. The set plays on the defensive side were fantastic. I mean, that absolutely won them the pistol. And I don't think we saw very many more, strong B site beginning of the round. I think because of the fear of that kind of play. And obviously, UMIZ never ended up running into it on the A site, so maybe they didn't even know that it was an option to have happen to them. But obviously, a good amount of thought put into this map, clearly, from Camden County. 3 players pushing up through mid. Dashes in. There's one behind the box. Oh, and the timing's great. Just hits Halloween with one. And finds another. Doobie falling. Slide being, honestly, in Nish's favor. Apple finding Kanji there, too, means this is looking like it could be a flawless, and it is. Cougars up to 12 in a absolutely dominant map of Abyss so far. It's going to be a forced buy from UMIZ. They're going to put in all that they can here to try and prevent the map from going the Cougars' way, but it's not perfect. A lot of light shields, and it means that Apple's Stinger and... Actually, as I say that, they're just throwing it off the map. They don't want to give that over. And this is just going to carry the judge.
Be right back.
We're going to run into Soma first. Gets caught by the drone.
I'm out of here.
Cloud lightning all coming through. The judge, huge. Finds the kill, and Cloud finds Kanji as well in mid, and a second as well. Oh man, this is
one enemy
absolutely
remaining.
nasty, and this is going to be flawless. No, not quite. But it certainly felt like it could have been. And yeah, 13-3 is a really good map win from Camden County on Corrode. I mean, obviously, we're going to see at the end here Apple top of, in theory, the scoreboard 17-5. I mean, a ridiculous stat line there. 15-10, though, from Nish with the highest ACS. But either way, Cougars winning Corrode 13-3. Winning the second map of the series, as UMIZ did win the first one on Abyss 13-9. And so, you know what that means. We're going to map 3. It's going to be Haven after this. I was sort of hoping that we would lose so that I could go home. But that was it was like a pretty fast map too, so. Yeah. It's tied 1-1. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, actually that wasn't bad at all. That was like a 20-something minute map. Like 25, 30. I hope so. Yeah, normally. That's why, I mean, that's why Zach wants to get the games moved to you know, not 8:30. Do you take the bus? Oh, jeez. Do they pay for the Ubers? So they're telling you you can't take the bus, but then they're making you pay for Ubers instead. Huh? The an Uber, I feel like, is more dangerous than a bus is. Okay, that's good, but yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, that's like, it's literally insane. Like, if they're gonna tell you that you can't take the bus, they should not make you pay for Ubers. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah. But it's kind of hard to do that if you're spending a bunch of money on Ubers every week. Mm. Hopefully there's less time between the maps this time. Hello and welcome back to Camden County College here at the William G. Rohr Center in Cherry Hill. I am Ben Brandreth, and once again, this is NACE Varsity Plus spring season, and this is the first week of the round robin. That means there are now 7 teams in a group, and they're all going to play each other, so 6 matches. And this week, Camden County is going up against UMIZ. Current score of the series is 1-1. Map number 1 was Abyss. And despite that being the Cougars' supposed best and favorite map, it was a 13-9 win for the Tigers. But map number 2, Corrode, was a dominant 13-3 for the Cougars. And now as we go into Haven, there are Cougars starting on the attack side. And the comps are a little interesting here. Seeing a Jet from Doobie once again, obviously probably one of his preferred agents, considering he also plays it on Abyss. And it's definitely more viable on Abyss than it is on a map like Haven these days. And you're also seeing a double initiator, Sova Scott, Doobie with this clean headshot onto King right away.
Out
So
of
that's
charges.
actually no smokes for this team. Although the other comps that they've been playing sometimes have a second smoke. And they did on the previous map. That was found King's favoring of the other. Pushing the garage and then fast lane to get out on the site means Cougars are here on C, but oof, kills not going their way
Last
at all.
player standing. Spike down, C.
And a health low Cloud. Just gonna drop. Doobie with 3 on the round gets Mizu their first pistol of the series.
Go, go, go!
And a good start for them going into this map of Haven.
I'm out of here.
But yeah, unlike that previous map, there's only
Gotta
one
go.
smoker or one controller on the side of Camden County. King falling first is not going to help really with anything, especially on this attack side. In terms of just getting space, going anywhere. A flash is going to note Cloud. Meanwhile, 2 players looking towards C and 2 towards A. Only aggressive sort of look was towards mid, and it's not going to find anything. Maybe able to get the alt orb and TP back. And just that alt orb grab is actually going to make UMIZ think that a lot of the presence is over towards the A site. But they second guess themselves as that dog clears sewers and sees nothing. So
Our spike carrier is dead.
oof. As
Spike
4
down,
players
mid.
Look over towards B. Soma just gets 2 with a collat.
Shock it!
They've accidentally left the spike behind.
Gun here.
So 2 kills going their way is going to help, but as soon
Gun here.
as the spike is spotted,
Go, go,
they
go.
change the goal of the round. They just noted with the dart, caught by Matt.
One enemy remaining.
And yeah, as Halloween pushes out onto the site, he gets that kill. So now it's just Kanji.
Perfect. I
Find
have
that
the
one, no
spike.
King. Sorry, Cloud gets that kill. He's able to grab the spike
Scanning
and
ahead.
actually going to be able to run over towards C and plant it. So that's decent money and a chance to win the round for sure. But only
10
a classic
seconds left.
against a
Planted.
Spectre and a Guardian would have to get pretty lucky with this one. And yeah, the right click doesn't go in his favor. Spike will be defused, but a pretty good second round. Only 2 weapons being carried through, and you know,
Oh, no, no. You
good
don't
amount of kills.
deserve
Spike
my
planted. That's
attention.
decent money in the banks of the Cougars.
That Rift boy is going to teleport himself right into one of my traps.
Some pings, sort of just right in the middle of 2 sites, A and B, from the Cougars. Not entirely sure what their intent is with that, but maybe they're saying, hey, we don't want to go towards the C site. And honestly, maybe you don't, especially as we see the
Alarm
Doobie
bot
starting
out.
to walk over that way. Let's have a Marshall on this one.
Placing
So obviously
swarm
not
grenade.
a perfect
Recalling my bot.
buy. Or I mean, it's a bonus.
Time
But
out. Bot
still
coming
not
back.
able to fully get into this one. Surely we're expecting Doobie later to be getting an operator sort of down that C-long angle. But for now, it's going to be Camden County looking over towards the A site. Orb grabs.
Shock dart.
Following. Getting tagged by the shock dart. Actually does find a kill before getting traded back. And you can see here that Cougars, despite having the free sight, are just going to jump back over towards C. And they're shuffling a gun all the way back to make sure that the other team can't get it.
Gotta go!
Sending one off the map. It really would only matter for
I'm out of here!
one player, I think, is
One
the
enemy
Stinger,
remaining.
Apple. It's Mo's 2 down. And I do stand corrected. Doobie does still have the Marshall, but I don't think he's going to be able to do too much with it in this one. Going to look to try and find some kills or anything here. Doesn't really want to carry that Marshall through. He's going to probably want to find a real weapon in that next round. But
Go, go, go!
yeah, locations noted. They're just going to avoid. And we'll see if Doobie decides to die to the spike or not. Yes. Is going to. Take some damage from Timmy the turret first. Gives us a little dance. And a bonus round win for Camden County makes the score 2-1 in favor of Ms. U.
I'm out of here!
It was a fairly
I'm out of
clean
here!
round in general. A good trade over to the A site from the Cougars. Just in general, I like that. I don't know, how cerebral they're being is what I'll say. They're clearly thinking about a lot of things at all times, which is just a great sign. They're prioritizing alt orbs. They are,
Gotta go!
worried about things as small as just shuffling the guns away.
Gotta
I
go!
mean, that certainly can have impact. In this one, though, Masked Man is going to be holding
Bomb
an
grenade
Odin,
out.
and this could find so much value.
No
Yeah,
more
Swarm Grenade
sofa.
is going to completely demolish Cloud, who just, is unable to do anything about it. Season mode down by the Odin. And also damage onto Nish as well. Regen shield
Go, go, go.
with that. So it's a 45.
Cutting through.
Kanji is holding this close angle with the Bucky. We'll see. Will he send out the could be impactful usage, but it also could be bad timing. It depends. What's that? What's getting hurt here? He'd be caught from sewers,
Recalling my bot.
but Kanji gets one before going down. So now it's a 3v3
Spike
with
planted.
Spike down, and this is a full retake. No players on site at all.
There!
Not a huge amount of retail, but util, apologies. But the paranoia is there, as was the dog before it gets used. So flash for info is about all that's left. Master just gets completely demolished by Apple. Halloween tries to clear some space from Ari and actually flicks it.
One
It's
enemy
King.
remaining.
Go, go!
Apple
Ready.
3 and A just cleaning
Not
up
the
Halloween.
shots.
It's gonna be 2-2 as
I'm
our
outta
scoreline.
here.
And after losing the pistol, things starting to look good
Gotta
for
go.
Camden County. And it's gonna be an eco inside
Go, go, go.
of the Tigers.
I'm out of here!
And we're gonna start seeing those ults come online. Neon and Omen, not the
Go, go, go!
absolute best ults in the world, and that's generally why you see those get, or become available a little bit earlier. They are just a little bit cheaper in terms of the ultimate orbs. But once again, we're going to be seeing Nish looking over towards that A orb, while the B orb, or sorry, the C orb gets grabbed up as well. Dart coming through onto C. It was missed in that previous round, something that I noticed that did go a little bit further back than I think it was intending to.
Here.
So that meant actually a good thing for Masked, who was able to spray down Cloud with the Odin, though this time his 2 kills onto those weaker weapons already come through. Things are looking pretty good for Camden County.
Gotta go!
You have a pretty free C site here. Halloween does get one with the bandit though. Marbot's gonna note Aegis.
Watch out! I'm out of here!
In trouble here. That just sprints through. Max not able to do anything even with the shorty. I'm just now just watching that angle.
Go, go, go!
And actually, that Omen ult was used to just bring the spike over towards the A site.
Gotta go!
We just believe there was too much resistance over towards C to make things simple. Results.
One enemy remaining.
In a pretty good spot now. 4v1. That TP making things pretty simple in terms of picking off
destroyed.
individual players. Kanji only able to get one more kill before dying. And 3-2 for Camden County now.
Will be towards at least one of us.
Starting to build up the banks. And as we've seen multiple times, an early timeout coming through. Both teams able to talk to their coaches here, or just, have a talk as the team. Coach Fallout on the side of Camden County. In general, has some pretty good ideas for the team about where to go, set plays, things of that nature. There's no one in the actual coach slot on the side of UMIZ, so this is a team conversation. Someone, maybe the captain or the lead of this squad, but in general, just having a conversation about how they want the rounds in the rest of this half to go. And Cougars have really just been sort of working off of the same game plan. Play for picks in the extremities, grab those ult orbs, use those to win you rounds. And we've barely even started to see those ult rounds yet, but they're going to be coming soon, as we see now the lockdown and the Yoru ult are available. Seekers on the other side is something important to note that is definitely useful in terms of finding out where the attacking team is, attacking. But right away, we'd only see spike towards C as the rest of the Cougars look towards A. Doovie's watching window. It looks like Cloud might peek into this. Be ill-advised.
Who's next?
But he does anyway, and Doobie with the op gets the first. But the dimensional drift comes out. Off the back of it, King gets 2, but Halloween got 2 of his own first. So now it's a 2v3. Masked with the Killjoy is close enough for this setup to still be a risk for Apple. So he's taking things slowly, waiting for King to try and, I think, lurk up into garage here. As Doovie watches the A site with that hop. Just basically alarm bot was going to be Odin spam, but timing not great for Masked.
Shadows traveling.
He's going to smoke off that back site.
30 seconds left.
Paranoia comes through and misses King. Was able to TP off the site after getting that kill. It's 3 for him right now.
Shadows traveling.
Alarm bot out!
Placing swarm.
He's in the smoke. I'm just going to check.
Last player standing.
Sorry, the ult was in check position, so
Alarm
I'll find
bot
it first. He gets 3 on the round. I was about to say get caught, but no, just turns and hits the shot. Not even worried about it. And
Here!
it was looking like a great round from Camden County. Ends up being a little unfortunate as Indy with the op gets some really nice value and brings the score to an even 3-3.
We get a pick, we move in.
And honestly,
Got
I
it?
wouldn't say that that was a round that really had anything to do with a result of the timeout, maybe. I mean, King obviously getting 3, 2 on the A site and then a third over in the garage position isn't exactly what you're expecting all the time. But even so, the main change has been this defensive setup and having a lot more players sort of just in general over towards the A site a little bit and really moving the C site to the Sentinel.
We're good.
Mask, but Aegis is just going to sprint through it all. Gets the back site, yeah, cleans up Mask before he can do too much damage with that Odin. It's going to be a fast retake here. Almost all of the players from MU are here already. But this is playable from long, and of course, we do have the Sova ultimate available.
Go, go, go. Shock it.
Seeker's coming through. Halloween spotted in garage, and Doobie caught backside. Nish forced the TP away. But a 5v3, strongly in favor of Camden County.
One
Apple
enemy remaining.
backstabbing
Flawless.
Nish with 2 more. Coming from
Like
garage, leaves
clockwork.
the Cougars with a flawless. And no momentum able to be gathered on the defensive side. And once again, a force buy coming through. Has to try and do anything here on the defense. Definitely no operator able to be purchased anymore. And yeah, it's just they're gonna opt into a pretty full save here. Just a couple armors, a couple sheriffs. The best case, obviously, is a sort of force out ultimate kind of round from the Tigers. And just a fast
I'm out of here.
A lobby take.
Time to jump.
Deploying drone.
TP sent in. Drone coming through from the cloud as well.
You should run.
And this is a lockdown round. Gonna force all of those defenders off of the site. Which they want to be retained. This will allow that spike to get planted. The Apple planting towards window and actually gets caught by Soma. And knives are popped from Doobie. There is danger to this. Nish drops down into hell. Doesn't know that there's a player right above his head. And yeah, Doobie gets the first and now is definitely aware that
Hi!
King gets that. Nish
Portal closed.
first and a second.
Player standing.
He gets sprayed down because the gun was given over. And Sova Ultimate used to try and break the lockdown, but it doesn't, and they're just gonna get the defuse for free. And
Thrifty.
this one was a little bit of a mistake from Camden County. This was a pure thrifty round that ends up handing over 3 rifles and a round to MU. And honestly, Apple just dying alone towards B window is what makes that happen. Soma, given the Phantom, actually is what found Nish, who was really just, was spraying down members coming onto the A site alone before that. And yeah, that one's a rough one. But they're lined up on the right side of the site this time. Doobie with the op
Revealing
over
area.
towards C with the Killjoy. Dart coming over towards A. And they're going to take as much space as fast as possible.
Take
Only the
flight.
initiators here on this site. Some damage done to both sides.
Placing sentry.
An Omen ult to heaven. There's going to be 2 here. Can he get them? He gets 1 and the second, and that's huge. Spike's going to be planted, and now it's a 5v3. Nish just holding close with the judge. His mask peek out. Does actually gets caught. A little slow on the trigger is Nish, but Aegis gets the trade. It looked like King was trying to maybe bait out a shot or just get the TP. Doobie doesn't click it. But the op, will they decide to save the op here? Time is going to be running a little low. It's a 4v2. Smoke out from Soma means that Aegis doesn't have a good look anymore. And yeah, as the spike continues to tick,
Gotta go.
Soma and Doobie are just going to back off, meaning that Cougars guaranteed around number 5 and the lead once more.
Almost out. I'm out of here.
3 rounds left in the half. So
Go,
being
go.
close once again, just like that first map
Go, go,
of
go.
Abyss.
Gotta go.
Kanji not fully able to buy, unlike the rest of the team. Does purchase a Bucky instead.
I'm out of here.
And this time, it's a full lineup over towards the C site. And this is actually a little bit weaker. There's no
Scanning ahead.
molly setup from Masked at the moment. I think honestly just couldn't afford them, which is kind of interesting. He was over towards, you know, A a little bit, but it doesn't actually come over in time. And Masked with the Odin sprays down
Spike
3.
down, C.
I have the spike.
Last player standing.
And that is what it comes to. Just absolute Odin domination in the choke. And that one was a little ugly from the Cougars. They had the right idea, they hit the right site, but they ran into an Odin and did not clear it fast enough.
Right here.
Aegis that time unable to get in past the chokehold and, you know, damage Masked Man. And yeah, that's a big one. So with 2 rounds left, no ult online, so things have been a little bit different. But there's going to be a push out from Kanji to get the orb this time.
Take flight.
It's going to be a B hit. Doovie finding Nish in window. Drone forces him off the angle, but he's going to have to be a little slow.
Yeah.
And they are. Apple pinging out the alarm bot, checking for Masked. Oh, the time could be bad here. Alarm bot comes out, but the trade is it's good. Is
I got the spike.
able to switch up off the alarm
Placing
bot and
swamp
hit the head
grenade.
at the same time as he finds the kill. So it's gonna be a free C site. Actually, that scatter comes through almost. King here in top of garage, a lot to do. Doobie checking this angle. So yeah, gets caught by King, and that's a really important kill. So that evens things out 3-3. Kanji switching to the Odin. Almost finds King. And health is so
Last
low
player
now.
standing.
Yeah, and King with a 1v3 with low health has a lot to do and is unable to do it. Halloween with 3, despite the efforts of the attacking side. And Op
Gun
saved once
here.
again. And 6
Last round before
for
the
MU.
switch.
Save nothing.
Going into the last round before the swap. Full
Need a
purchase
drop.
is available for both sides here, but it's going to be some special weaponry once again from the defense. 2 Odins this time on top of the operator. 1 on sort of each side of the map at the moment. Mass playing over towards C. So I'm playing a little bit more towards the side. Ops able to play towards A if needed. Yeah, just spraying down those spammable angles. Dude, forced off of the angle. He gets caught by Nish. So now the site exec has happened, but there's still one towards sewers. There's no one to sort of clean up that presence yet. So right now, only half of the site is in possession of Camden County. And yes, Kanji finds Cloud. That's not good. He gets a second
Spike
as well,
down.
but that's the plant denied. Runes from Kanji means things are gonna be a little bit different.
One
Yeah,
enemy
okay.
remaining.
As I say that though, the backstab from the remaining players of Camden County means only Kanji who is alive, and we have an even half. And it's about as close as it can get in map 3 here.
Switching
And-
sides.
Credit to NACE's leagues. They are pretty close matched teams in this series. Obviously when you do a Swiss stage like they did to try and sort out those groups, you're gonna end up with a pretty fair matching, and it's definitely what we're seeing right now. A really close map so far, 6-6 as the sides switch. Camden County over on defense now. It's going to be up to Doobie to do a lot of
Time
these
to jump.
site execs. You don't have the double duelist. You don't have the ability to really get into site with a TP like you do if you are Nish.
Here.
And so, getting past
Gotta go.
the Killjoy setup is going to be sort of permanently down to either Doobie or Soma in some of these rounds.
Go, go, go.
Looks like Apple might have first contact here. Multiple players looking towards garage. Halloween holding a flash. They decide not to. We're gonna just take it towards B, not risk it instead.
Found them.
This side exact is gonna peek out. Here's some space. No kills found yet. Some damage done. It's gonna be Apple with the backstab. Finds the first.
Planted.
Gets the second.
One
The
enemy.
third as well. And King with the fourth means, despite the spike going down and a kill going,
Thanks.
a singular one going the way of MU, it's gonna be another pistol
Oh, no,
for Camden
you don't
County.
deserve
5
my
for 1 in this
inventions.
series. And that's a really good sign. Second round now. I'm gonna try and make this clean. Build up that lead. Soma with the sheriff does want to have something to say about it though. We saw him clutch up a 1-3 with it earlier.
Placing alarm bot.
The main difference we're seeing already,
Turret out.
like the Killjoy setup, is based more around B and garage than the actual C site itself.
Revealing area.
It doesn't seem like MU are really aware of that at all at the moment. He's just playing with the Bucky, peeks the angle, gets a couple shots off, but no kills yet, and actually gets caught. Good paranoia though means that Cloud's able to get one and a second with that stinger. Reloading though means Halloween gets the third in that series of kills, and gets a second as well.
Recalling my bot.
So now the numbers are in favor of the attacking
Spike
side,
planted.
despite the previous rounds. Halloween does have a weapon. Apple able to swing that
Last
angle.
player
Kaji
standing.
gets a trade though, so now it's a 1v2. Sheriff in the hand of Soma spots him. It's just gonna drop down, take a little bit of fall damage. You don't want to peek that Sheriff. That is the one thing that will
One
win this
enemy
round.
remaining.
He does a good job finding the first. There's still some time to play with for Nishir. And yeah, just hits a clean headshot. It's expensive,
Stop
but it's a
trying.
nice round win for Camden County. We'll see what
Clutch.
weapon they decide to go for. I think they're going to try and grab
So
the
I
outlaw.
saved a
Yes,
day.
does so.
Don't make a big deal
The
about
most
it.
expensive weapon I think that was brought into the round. So it's going to be a little bit weak on this bonus, but a lead is there. 8-6 for Camden County. Cougar's claws looking a little bit bigger at the moment.
Time to jump.
And Nish with a push down C. Hits the first shot, but once again, full armor,
I'll return.
denying the kill. It's gonna repeat this angle though. And hits another shot. So the heal that was coming out to heal Doovie means that Mast can't get a full heal himself. A couple players were tucked into Cuddy, but they're just gonna back up here. They do not want to go into that outlaw again. Aegis though has tucked himself into a pretty aggressive spot here. Doovie is gonna be the first one to find him though. And a lot of damage is all that Aegis will get, but it is something. Seconds
Cover
left.
going out.
Things going a little bit slow at the moment. King and Sewers is going to be the next one to find contact. Do they clear him fully? Footsteps heard as well. Yeah, I think you can actually they spam it fully, and that's really good
30
diligence.
seconds left.
But Nish does get one with the outlaw, so things a little bit closer to even. 3v4. Health still low. On Doovie.
Spike planted.
Nish finds one more before falling.
Last player standing.
Doovie noted, but now it's just Apple, and things are going to be a little difficult with the Stinger in this sort of situation. Finds the first. Swings out, gets the second. Upgrades the weapon. Just Soma, 1v1.
Turret out. Turret destroyed.
Taps again. And gets caught. Soma finding the kill. winning out this one as opposed to the previous. And 7 rounds now for the Tigers, but
I can buy.
lead still in the hands of Camden County. A full buy is really not super available for the attacking
I
side.
need this.
Cougars did make that round expensive. And Nish again with an outlaw, just going to be pushing aggressive here. Jump Peak doesn't note anything, and actually Nish is still pushing this with only 1 bullet. Actually doesn't get the TP off in time, swung a little too far forwards off of that. And as Cloud goes down on site at the same time, things are not looking great for this round. A lot of util used. Storm grenades delaying, and actually Apple with 3 means things are even now. A 1v1 Aegis versus Mast with the Odin. Taps the spike, stun coming out. Oh, and the slide is fantastic. Aegis cleans it up, and Apple, what a defensive hold.
Iheka, don't get stabbed. Bad way to go.
I'm out of here.
Absolutely ridiculous. The nano swarms delaying, waiting for the rotates, allows Aegis to come through to Garage just at the right time as well, but gets 3 of his own, just denying Doobie with that initial dash in, which wasn't quite deep enough into the smoke. Soma's TP doesn't mean anything. And now an even more weak buy from the Tigers.
Get out of my way!
And it looks like the Cougars' lead might be growing even more. Knives used in this one. First head spotted Aegis. Not able to connect with it though. Actually swings in and finds Apple. And that's a big kill. And Apple's been on fire.
Shadows traveling.
Suma's looking his way all the way over towards the A site, and I think as soon as he finds out that there's no one there, he might call for that rotate. But at the moment, just Aegis spots 2 more in Garage. They're not getting aggressive off of it quite yet. Oh, this is just going to end up being a really ridiculous backstab from Soma. But only if it matters.
Spike planted.
Just fight the first Soma, does find King. Actually, as Holland finds that kill, things are starting to look a little bit riskier.
Last player standing.
Enemy down.
Soma sticks the TP onto the site. Cloud doesn't have a weapon anymore? I don't know if he threw it out in an attempt to pick up a different weapon or what, but they get caught, and another eco round going in favor of MU. And as I was saying, that this could be a great opportunity to build the lead.
Don't forget that.
Tigers steal one back and force Camden County on a weak buy of their own. I've been keeping track. That's the 4th sort of weak buy round win the Tigers have won in this series. And those kinds of mistakes have been really costly for Camden County. I mean, arguably, the 1v3 that Soma pulled out on one of those ecos on Abyss is what kind of won them the round, or won them the map. And in this map here, could be the difference maker as things continue. Aegis with the Bucky though, watching for Stewards. King playing more for A Long with his own Bucky. This is definitely an A hit as we see all 5 members.
Cover going out.
Gotta go! Shortcut!
In on the site. King gets the first with his Bucky, but gets caught. And then Max with some spray clears up the other player.
Last player standing.
And just the weapons being better meant the difference in this one. As Soma sprays down 3. And the score is now even up 9-9. We're going to be going into a round of full buys, finally, for both teams. But Bank is looking really good on the attacking side, and they've decided to just keep getting this Odin in the hands of Masked. Aegis is actually going to opt into the Judge. And I honestly don't blame him. That can be nasty with the Neon Slide and, of course, a sprint from that ultimate. An aggressive play out of mid. Not going to find anything. Masked is here with the Odin, though. They don't peek into him. They take the space that they had and are happy with it. Some pink coming out on the C site. Apple here watching again.
Placing swarm grenade.
And King here. He's going to be lurking his way. Close. This is a rotate. They're going to be looking for him. They clear fully. They do. Doobie gets the shot. And this means free rotates over towards A. But they've left Soma in a lurk. He's going to be called back. Rotate's going to get started. Nish did have a TP set up, though. It's going to note all the footsteps. So this is definitely going to rotate now.
You should run.
Lockdown popped. Can Nish capitalize? He can.
Idiot.
Oh, but gets caught in the back before breaking that lockdown. And as Aegis tries to sprint in with the Judge, he falls. So a 2v4.
Scanning ahead.
Spike planted.
The Sova ultimate also available. Soma trying to play flank. Apple's watching for it. Actually, no. Are they just saving? They are. I don't know if Apple's ready for that, and actually will be now as Soma broke the alarm bot. But this is a save. And the lead, for the first time in this half, going over to Ms. U. No, Cougars. Things are starting to look a little bit dicey. The buy is not going to be good in this next one, if my knowledge of their economy is correct. Nish had a fantastic opportunity there. Could have denied the lockdown, allowed that extra research to come through, but it's unable to. And what ends up being a little bit of a forced buy is Nish just has the Sheriff and Aegis with another Judge. Lockdown is available.
There.
So I believe that's why we see Apple over towards the A site. But from the look of things, it's going to be mostly
I'll
B and
show
C
them.
look.
Lintik kayo.
Tigers going to be potentially just leaving Doobie as a bit more of an insert over towards A, though not really inserted yet, just still holding some of the space that he's given at the beginning of the rounds. And they're just taking things slowly this time, waiting for an aggressive play, but it's not coming out. Cougars have something to play for. Just a bit more patient. Masked with some spam towards garage.
Cutting through.
Doesn't find too much. Slowly, the spike is meandering its way over towards C. Drone down C long. Cloud disrespects the drone a tiny bit, but just backs off. At the same time, a B site hit is happening. Halloween finds the first king down. There's no paranoia now. Big tool. He does find a kill with the Judge though. Spike not yet planted. There is opportunity in this. Cloud. He's gonna try and deny with the ult. Actually hits a shot onto Halloween. And Spike still not planted. Now, lockdown pops. And time is low here. Can they get to another site in time?
10 seconds left.
No, they can't. And this one's over as long as the Cougars keep all three
One
members
enemy
alive.
remaining. Spike down, C.
And they do. And they get all of the kills as well. Tying things back up. Cougars 10-10. Good one for their economy. So, as I say that, the banks on the MU side, of course, were booming before this. It was expensive. They did use 2 alts but you still have those, you know, slightly cheaper ones. Kanji does have his own ult, and it's likely to be played for post plant, but you obviously have to get into that position first.
Scanning ahead.
And of course, that was denied from them in the previous. Cougars' best rounds have been when they haven't even let the spike go down. Retake hasn't necessarily been their thing. They have not a lot of, you know, great reusable util
Cutting through.
compared to the double initiator on the other side. Fire comes in. Aegis in an odd spot on top of the box. Does know that Doobie's there. Kills generally going the way of the Cougars.
Spike down.
Now it's
A.
just Soma who gets cleaned up. 3 players alive for Camden County and an 11-round win for the Cougars. Taking the lead once more.
Gotta go! I'm out of here.
Trying to begin opening the jaws of defeat for Mizu.
Go, go, go!
And this one is about as close as it can get.
Move! I'm out of here.
4-player attacking push towards C. It's fairly quick this time. Looking for angles.
Bomb grenade out.
The scatter was used toward backside, I think.
Go, go, go!
That Apple spotted it, but it wasn't prevented. Aegis here doesn't actually clear the lurker in mid. Mask finding a kill. Now 4v5 retake.
Spike planted.
Apple not able to see it in time, and yeah, 2 more kills going the way of the Tigers means just Nish with the used ult and stabbing Apple gets the first. So now
Last
1 kill
player
each.
standing.
Though Nish now left in a 1v3. Does see the gun barrel of Halloween. Flash it out onto sight. Sees Doobie.
Don't miss.
It looks like Halloween legitimately could have been AFK there or having tech issues. Gets half. Is he gonna stick it?
Clutch.
He sticks it. He
Anyone
sticks the
else
spike.
been taking
But I
killer
think there might have
guard?
been some issues there. I think we might have had a tech pause or a tech
Match
issue.
point.
Just based on the fact that the chat is moving, it looked like 2 players were standing still. Things might not be as they seem. Oh, yeah, Kanji. Completely disconnected from the game, as has Masked. In fact, it looks like their entire team has disconnected. This is slightly unprecedented, and I have no clue what we're gonna do. Oh, okay, so the team of MU were in some sort of lounge, and apparently they've been kicked out of the lounge, which is where they were playing the match. Therefore, they have to potentially go to somewhere else, either back to their dorms, another place with computers, to actually finish this match out. I am unsure of what is going to be going on here. Doobie, the only one still actually present in the lobby, potentially wasn't in the lounge with the rest of the team. It is not clear at the moment. And yes, this is a pause. I'm not sure if they're going to be trying to roll back that previous round or just, you know, play with it. I don't think that Nish could generally get a full stick in that sort of situation in a normal scenario, especially, you know, if Mast was actually moving and playing, and it definitely didn't seem like this guy was really, you know, hands on deck. It was just, you know, standing there, barrel sticking out, not moving for multiple seconds. So, we'll see if they want to try and dispute something about the round or replay it. I'm not sure what the rules are, honestly, for an ace in that kind of scenario. At the moment, Cougars are just going to be playing around here in the lobby, waiting for whatever the inevitable outcome I mean, this series is a long one. That first map was fairly close. Second one's, although dominant, of course, still takes some time now in this third map. Things are getting late. Players might be getting tired, honestly.
I need a drop.
Currently trying to figure out
Thanks.
how long of a wait things will be. We just take a slight moment of respite. I believe I'm getting information that it will be around 10 minutes. So, players having to just wait there for 10 minutes as the other team is going to find another place to play from. I'm honestly unsure whether or not this has happened before. I feel like I have vague memory of a team being kicked out of a lounge before and having to go somewhere else to play. Though, for now, Cougars just making the conga line, taking their Caterpillar all across the map, behind B site. It's slow, it's quiet, it's excellent. But things pause for me. It's just Nish moving. Where did the rest of them go? Does he know? In fact, it's almost as if the rest of the team's waiting to see how long he'll notice. It's like, no, he now turns around and sees. In fact, they all look like they're disconnected now, too. Perhaps a bathroom break, honestly. In this style, I'm going to just use it to reiterate once again that the NACE League has switched now from the Swiss format to a round-robin format. So Swiss, you're playing teams with the same record as you. So if you start 1-0, you're going to play 1-0 the next week. And you know what? Instead of that, we're going to apparently have this game be considered a forfeit from the attacking side. Doobie is just going to sacrifice himself to the Cougars. And
One
Kane is
enemy
gonna pop the
remaining.
ult to the 4K
Flawless.
to clean things up.
Defenders win.
An unfortunate end to a close series for Mizzou. Clearly not the way that they wanted that to go. It certainly was possible that we got an overtime in this map, but instead, physical happenings of life, and unfortunately, what I would assume is a college campus rules, means that Cougars steal things 13-10 on this map of Haven. That being said, if you're still here, we appreciate you watching very much. It's been a fairly good first week for the Cougars in this round-robin stage, winning 2-1 over University of Missouri. This has been Ben Brandreth coming to you from the William G. Rohr Center in Cherry Hill. Thank you to our production team. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week, I believe, if they're playing during the college's spring break. If they are, I will not be here, but if they aren't, then we will see you in the week after that. Take care. Good night.